Thank you, Guy. And thanks for that amazing panel discussion. Really happy you all were able to join us. And thanks for the student organizing committee who put this amazing event together. And thanks to the attendees who I hope will be staying with us for the next few hours. We have some very exciting things ahead with our presentations as well as our keynote address. So I hope you'll all be able to stay with us for all of that. I am Nadine Peacock. I use she, her pronouns. I am faculty in community health sciences in the School of Public Health and also the director of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion in the School of Public Health. That's an associate dean position. I'm going to spend a few minutes just telling you something about the history of this conference, which I think some of you know already. And then afterwards, I'll turn things over to our dean. So again, as some of you may know, our conference traces its lineage to North Carolina, where in 1977, members of the Minority Student Caucus at the University of North Carolina's Gillings School of Public Health held their inaugural Minority Health Conference. That conference has just celebrated its 43rd anniversary and still going strong and still student-led. That conference in 2001 started broadcasting its in-person conference over a webcast so that others could join in who couldn't be there in person. And this prompted a number of student groups on other campuses to organize satellite conferences that tuned in part to the webcast and also organize their own activities within their conference. So the UIC Minority Health Conference started that way. We started in 2010 with a group of students who started as a satellite program, and then that quickly evolved into a freestanding Minority Health Conference. And we are celebrating our 13th anniversary of that. So we're very delighted that every year a group of dedicated students step up to do the incredible work that's involved in organizing something like this. So we're always so proud of our students for pulling that off. We also have staff in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, which co-sponsors the conference. For years, Linda Casanova Pineda worked with the students to organize the conference, and this year with Linda's retirement, Cecilia Macias stepped up to take on that advising role. And as I think a lot of you may know, our illustrious leader here, Vishwa Dulashia, is doing this for the second year. So we're really you that she has done that. Yes, so big applause. Yes, there we go. Wonderful. So thank you so much for you and your entire committee for all the incredible hard work that you've done on putting this together. So proud of you. Before we go on a small break and then move into our presentations, I want to take a moment to introduce our dean. Wayne Giles has been dean of the School of Public Health since 2017, following a 20+ year career at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta, or CDC. There, Dr. Giles led variously several different units there. He led the Division of Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention, Division of Population Health, adult and community health. So we have a wealth of public health experience that he's, so we're so thrilled that he's come into academia, and also thrilled that the leadership that he's shown guiding us through a global pandemic of an infectious respiratory disease, which is a first for all of us. So we're really very happy to have him as our leader. So without further ado, I will turn the microphone over to Dean Wayne Giles, who will give you some words of welcome.
Great, thank you very much, Dr. Peacock, and it's great to be here. And I also just want to add my thanks. This was an amazing panel, and really want to thank all of the panelists for a great conversation. But I think more than the panelists, I want to thank the students because, as was mentioned, this is a student-led conference. They're in control of the content and have put together just an amazing day for us all here today. And so just thanking everyone on the planning committee with us. And along with that, of course, is the leadership and guidance that's been provided by both Dr. Peacock and Cecilia Macias, who both do outstanding job as well. I do want to welcome you all here. So glad you all are here with us today. And I know Dr. Barish is in another meeting, but Dr. Barish is the Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs, and he wanted to be here with you as well. But he also just wants to thank you and hope you all have a great morning today as well. And I did note that Daryl Pendleton from the Urban Health Program is with us as well. And I think we really appreciate all the support that Dr. Pendleton and the Urban Health Program provide to this forum as well. I did want to mention a little bit about sort of where we are. And, you know, this week, the first week in April is always National Public Health Week. And so it's always great sort of at the end of National Public Health Week to have this conference. And it's amazing to me to think about sort of over the 4 years that I've been at UIC, how this conference has evolved, you know, going from in-person to virtual with the pandemic and other challenges that have occurred in the ensuing years. But you all have been just extremely resilient. Each year builds on itself. I also think as we think about National Public Health Week, it's also for us to think about the history of National Public Health Week. And what many people don't know is how National Public Health Week got started was actually because of Booker T. Washington. And he had National Negro Health Week, which started in 1915. And that was sort of building on some of the work that W.E.B. Du Bois had done around looking at racial disparities back in the 1890s. But really, you know, National Negro Health Week was all about promoting and advocating the Black community for health and wellness. And as I think about some of that work, right, it's about resilience. It's about addressing these important structural factors that you heard about from the panelists today. I think it's also about being, as someone said, being radical. Right. And as I think about radical, I frequently, as our colleagues in radical public health will talk about, it's that radical sign or the square root sign. And that's about sort of getting at the root of the issues. And so I think as we're having these conversations, I think thinking about what's at the root cause, what are the structural factors that need to be combated is all part of the work that we need to do as we move forward for greater racial equity. So just want to add my thanks to the entire group and the leadership, and I hope you all will enjoy the rest of the day and the keynote speaker this afternoon. And please, after the break, please do stay for the abstracts to look at some of the abstracts. Students and others have really worked hard on these, so I think it's great if you could stay for those as well. So with that, I'll turn things back over to the committee. Thank you so much for being here today.